Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to one of Mike Premier Business Radio program. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 6.1, the choice from the 5.3, as well as International Business Code Radio. So we're here at the Better Business Bureau. This is Women in Charge. I got my man Barry Moore here. He is the Chief Trust Evangelist for the Better Business Bureau. Barry, you are that. So it is a business show. So tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Barry Moore, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau of Central Virginia. This event's being put on by our foundation. Our foundation is charged with educating the public, making sure people use BBB.org and don't get themselves into a glitch with scams and fraud. So you know, and I know BBB.org. Before you buy anything, go to a doctor. BBB.org. That's my mission in my life. You know that. I know that. You help me get the word out. Channel 8 is here today. Richmond Times Dispatch, our 4 experts.
It's a who's who.
It is killer. And we are streaming live online with Channel 8.
Channel 8.
And so we got a lot of celebrities in the house, a lot of experts. But we've got 4 powerhouse and Delaney Hall, which I consider.
Who's got a moderator?
Yes.
Who's going to moderate the event?
Moderators. We got 5 strong business leaders that are women that are going to give some little nuggets, and you even say it, right? Just give a little nugget that people leave here at 4 o'clock with something that they can use.
One of the things, so Barry Moore, you had convinced me, Mike King, you need to be accredited.
Yes, you did.
On the mic with Mike King Biz is an accredited business. It is all about trust. So a lot of times people kind of put you in the category of scams and frauds. The BBB is so much more than that.
We are
as a business tool.
Right. Right, we're trying to keep our consumers. I work for every consumer in 42 counties. I work for every business that's accredited. We want the consumer to know in this day and age, there's no reason for scam and fraud. Before you buy anything, before you buy online, go to BBB.org, do your research. And let's have a great day in there.
All righty, and the name of the program is called Women
in Charge. You are rocking it.
You are rocking
so much,
my man Barry Moore right here.
Mike and ESPN, we love you.
That's right. Oh, ESPN Richmond.
Yes, sir.
That's ESPN Richmond. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. One of we're at the Women in Charge event here at the Better Business Bureau. We got his name, his shirt says it all, DJ Eric J. All righty, tell us all about your business.
Well, I'm a mobile DJ.
I know.
All righty, and Barry Moore, very quickly, and they're sponsored today by, we got to give the
RC Transfer.
RC Transfers is sponsoring. The man must be RC Transfers. He's right there. All righty, so on the mic of Mike King here. We're coming to you from the Better Business Bureau. All right, thank you. Come on, step in. If you're the man sponsoring it, we got to show you some love. Huh? You got going on. All righty, so the name of the program is On the Mic with Mike. We're on ESPN Richmond every day. It is a business show, but it's also community minded. So Barry Moore says that you're sponsoring the man with the sound.
Correct.
All righty, tell us about your business.
I'm RC Transfer. We're a local pickup and delivery in Richmond area, and we've been here for 25 years. RC Transfer, and we're a small type of delivery company like FedEx.
Okay.
We're small volume. We cover the 150-mile radius of Richmond area. So from Richmond to Newport News, up into the northern Fredericksburg, Harrisburg, that's sort of like the land.
Why is it so important that you're here sponsoring this for the Better Business Bureau?
We are Better Business Bureau. My business is a credit business with them, as well as I like to participate in try to get my name out there and try to network.
There you go. We'd like to thank you for coming on the mic with Mike. Barry Moore is bringing people in, so thank you.
You got people lined up.
You got people lined up.
Larry Cottrell from Barry next.
Well, you know, he does. Barry Moore. Okay, Barry Moore. Barry Moore. Barry Moore, excuse me. Could you tilt the camera just a smidgen?
Get Angela in better?
Is there a slimming mechanism like with you?
Is that good?
You're gonna do like me. I'm holding my breath. You're good. You're good. Alrighty, thank you very much. On the mic, Mike. Angela Royston is here with us. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You are everywhere with people when good is happening. You are there in the middle of it. So tell people who you are and what you do.
I'm Angela Winston, and I work for this wonderful organization you might have heard of called Virginia Credit Union. And I lead a fantastic dynamic team of financial professionals. We're very community minded, so that's probably why you see me everywhere.
You are community minded. Why is that so important for Virginia Credit Union?
Well, we place a premium on building financial confidence with our members and our community, so it's important for us to show up, right? If we show up, we can spread the good word about what we can offer.
Alrighty, you also do the thing on the Superwoman thing on the side as well.
What
Let's,
is Superwoman?
let's talk about
Okay,
the
I
organization.
Hey,
You do have a cake
I do.
and you do have a partner too. So let's talk about your nonprofit that you're so involved with. There you go. See, look at that.
Well, my husband is a sheriff deputy, and over the years, he dealt with
Yeah.
Yes, he works for the Tuscaloosa Sheriff Department, and
That seems to be like the most mild mannered.
he's like a bouncer, like going out for, like, move, you don't have to act like my body.
Really? He looks like that? Alrighty, so, all right, so here, I'm being
I
told,
digress.
on the mic with Mike King here. Angela, how can people find out? Yes.
Oh, well, you can go and, find me on LinkedIn. If you see Mike King on LinkedIn, chances are I've liked all of his stuff and you'll be able to connect with me
There
there.
you go. Oh, okay, EWI.
Oh, totally just,
Check your
he keeps
account.
kicking me out. He's like, Lori, here, the powerhouse.
Okay, yes, all right, so, on the mic with Mike King here, Angela Royce and Lori Warren just walked in. She is the lady from the Richmond Raceway. How are you today? NASCAR finest. Alrighty, so here, really quickly, we're talking women in charge today. Really quickly, give an idea, folks, of who you are and what you do, and then why this is so important.
Well, I'm Lori Warren, Richmond Raceway president.
The first, historic,
The first female.
the first female. You've heard that a lot recently. You have.
Actually, that's kind of nice. I
But
like
it-
the ring to it.
But
It
you
never
know,
gets old.
and I'm a big NASCAR fan.
Yes.
But there's some other women in other places that you go to. So NASCAR is really opening the floodgates.
They are. So there's Julie Nacy, who is running the street car race in Chicago right now. And then there is Latasha, in Phoenix. So she just stepped in. So, I mean, NASCAR is just making some headland. I love it.
I do. Very quickly, so this is off topic, but the one at the Coliseum,
That's
you
really
are, you're,
You went so
hey,
well.
no, but you know what, on the mic with Mike Delaney Hall just walked in. Alrighty, really quickly, why is it so important for, one, the Raceway is involved in a lot of philanthropic topics too, and you are personally. Explain that, why that's so important and why we're here today with the women in charge.
Yes. NASCAR is the NASCAR Foundation. They give
They have, like,
out to,
everything all set out.
lots of organizations. And Richmond Raceway has an offset to Richmond Raceway. So we give back locally as well. So there's a lot of incredible.
Sorry.
Today, what the Better Business Bureau is doing as well, is that they help. That person organizations. Really reached out and said, we want to make sure, right? Right. Businesses, and when Barry reaches out, you don't say that.
It's Barry Moore. How do you?
Barry.
It's Barry Moore. Everybody knows him. He understands the value of partnerships and collaboration. So, like the yeah, and diversity. We've had that conversation. NASCAR is definitely on the right track.
Yes.
I can't wait for the.
Intended, right?
It was. I didn't. I'm not that sharp. I'm ready for the race at the Coliseum.
So good.
I think that's the coolest. Alrighty, so, alrighty, cool. Lori Warren is here. We got to run. How can people find you, NASCAR Richmond Raceway out there?
RichmondRaceway.com. The race is 70 days away.
It's coming,
Right around the corner, April 2nd.
April 2nd. That's right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks now. Take care. A brother. You too. Alrighty. So on the mic with Mike Delaney Hall. She is here with us. ABC in the morning. Good morning. It's not good morning. It's not good morning. So let's welcome to the program. Alrighty. So tell the folks who you are and what you do.
Who I am, what
Yes.
I do. Well, I am a morning anchor. I deliver news, all kinds of news every single
You're always, and so you're from this area?
I am from this area. I actually grew up not too far from where we currently are. I went to Deep Run High School, born and raised in Rico. So very thankful to be able to work and live.
Report it at your hometown. Always wanted to be a journalist?
You know, it wasn't had to get here. I think it was always a dream. And I think sometimes at some point in my life, I was sort of scared to take that leap. But I'm so glad I did. I studied, I actually got an internship in college.
There you go. Delaney Hall, we'd like to thank you. How can, all right, so you gotta give a plug out to ABC so folks know where they can find you.
Yes, every weekday morning, 8 to 7, Good Morning Richmond, and then again from 9.
There you go. We'd like to thank you. You're here with the women in charge. You are the moderator. Thank you. All righty, we'll talk to you soon. On the mic, Mike, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike Premier Business Radio program. I'm your host, Mike King. So, sir, welcome to the program. Tell us who you are and what you do. I hear you're a Rotarian, plus you are an accredited business.
I am, Southside Fuel, petroleum company.
All righty, we're going into a time of year where you guys are very popular.
Well, home heating oil is kind of going away. I do more commercial than home heating oil kind of stuff anyway. It's a very small amount of my business.
Times have changed.
They have changed a whole lot.
On the net, sure. All righty, so on the mic, Mike, so, we haven't seen, I know. We do need to catch up. All righty, so tell us about what it means to be an accredited business.
To me, obviously, I think everybody, understands that, Better Business Bureau, that's checked you out, that you're doing the right things to be in business and do it honestly, fairly.
Let's talk about the Rotary for a moment. That's important. A lot of people really like the Rotary. They do some really amazing things. So for the folks who don't understand and know, what is the role of the Rotary? And which Rotary are you?
The only club, that is the South Richmond Rotary, that
Wow.
is left a meeting.
So there's no other, just South Richmond.
South
That's it.
Richmond is, yeah, South Richmond Rotary, where we needed loads. And we're doing a full event right now, $100 tickets to raise our fundraiser. And you would have a chance to win $100, win $100 raffle ticket for that. 1,700 tickets, that's our deal.
So that's a fundraiser for the Rotary.
And we raised give away about $150,000-$200,000.
When we're finished, I got something. What I do is I give away airtime and people raffle it off for businesses to come on and help nonprofits. That's what we do every day. So, all righty, we'll talk in a little bit. Thank you for coming on the program. Have a good one now. Ladies and gentlemen, on the mic, Mike King back with you, coming from the Women in Charge event at the Better Business Bureau. We have one of the board members, Dave Barrett, is here. Dave, welcome to the program.
Hey, Mike, great to see you on a rainy day.
It's always a pleasure to see you. I see you in a number of things. You were here to capacity. Okay, well, let's start off with who you are, what you do in the day job.
My day job, president, CEO, founder, Barrett Capital Management, LLC. We try to make wealthy people even wealthier. It's just like a noble cause, you know. We're an investment group.
It is an investment group. It is for a noble cause. So you're community minded. And every time we talk, always talk about the culture that you set at your organization. You're on the board of the Better Business Bureau. Why is that?
Yeah, well, for me, the investment industry's last 22 years has been my second career, and it's an opportunity to kind of give back to the city of Richmond, where they received us so well back in the late 70s when Kay and I came here and started a healthcare distribution business. And after we sold that business and moved out to Indiana for a while, came back, been doing this for 22, 23 years, just get involved in a lot of different things and, just have fun and give back. We had 5 kids and 20 grandchildren.
You got a ton? I have 4.
Okay, well,
And grandparenting duties is a lot better than parenting.
absolutely.
The hours are better.
Much better.
You
You do the fun things.
I tell people, I turn into the yes man.
You're right, exactly.
Because before I was the no guy.
Yeah, and they love everything I love. Let's see, popcorn, candy, and soda. So
That is true.
we join together.
That is true. Dave Barrett here. We'd like to thank you for coming on the program. Appreciate it now. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, how can people find Barrett Capital out there? How can they find you?
They can find us at barrettcap.com. They can just go to the website there, pick up the telephone number, or send me an email or whatever, and love to talk with you.
There you go, Dave Barrett. Thank you, sir. Have a good one now. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, on the mic, Mike King back here. We're at the Women in Charge event. We're just talking to people who make a difference in the community. I'm minding my business. I see a lady who is down at Fort Lee. Welcome to the program, ma'am. Alrighty, so tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Leslie, and I receive financial management program at our community services in Virginia. We do all of the education and personal counseling on money management for active duty, service members, civilians, retirees, and their families.
So it's I got out in the dark ages when we didn't have a lot of those things. A lot in the military has changed now. Let's talk about why that's important and the services that you guys provide to other GIs and their families.
Because what we want to do is find a good financial balance. And when it comes to the military, a lot of our military members and our DA civilians, they obtain security clearances. So it's very important that they have their finances in a stable area.
Yes, because for people don't realize that can be a vulnerable area.
What we do is we do everything from A to C when it comes to personal finance. That could be assisting with credit repair, that could be assisting with home buying, it could be a simple spending plan that we assist them with. We are there to support advocates as well. So our job is just to help them here by the assistance that they do.
How did COVID affect military folks and all things? It's hard enough because I always tell people, families do military time. It's not just the person who's in, it's family members. You go away and you're doing your tour, wherever your tour is. Family life goes on back at home. And you step back in and you don't know, you've been gone a year, 18 months or whatever it is. You step back in. Let's talk about, what you guys offer, because there are some lean times up there for service members.
Appreciate it.
Well, what we offer is we offer counseling. We don't recommend that everyone here.
See, this is,
So we do homeless counseling. We can offer you a list of community classes on personal finances. And those classes are free. So we want to offer on the installation. And we just set a schedule. And we rotate it. It may be a class on investing, or it may be a class on career management, or maybe a class on IT. So what we do, our main focus is just the education piece. And we can get the education piece.
yeah, oh.
And then, so there's more. Have the same shot.
Because I remember when I was, and a lot of times people go in at 18, 19, and you've never really dealt with the real world. The first time I met somebody who made $25,000, I'm like, what do you do with all that money? Because you don't have a concept. You go to the PX, you go to the commissary, well, you don't go, you go to the mess hall. But it was only when I got married. And I married a GI too. So that was thanks to Uncle Sam 43 years ago for being a matchmaker. So, and what we don't is you don't understand the concept of being in the real world. So when a person separates, they go from the military environment, which is structured, to here you go, world, it's all yours. And here you're looking up when you went in and you were 19, maybe you got out when you're 24, maybe you got out when you're 38. And now here's the real world waiting, saying,
You didn't have.
Speak to you. It's making it first in our, so learning how to set up the bank account, learning how to. So detail that goes with that.
there you go. Anybody who's ever been in understands ACR.
I think so.
That is true. So we'd like to thank you for coming. How can people who are in the military get information, or folks who want to find out information?
I don't see it. Double check. Nope, underneath my.
This financial aid program, and then other services will be available.
I'd like to thank you for coming on the program. On the mic with Mike, we are covering everyone who is here at the Better Business Bureau today with the Women in Charge session. Thanks now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the mic with Mike. We're here at the Women in Charge seminar here at the BBB. I got a good friend. This is family right here. Annette Shore is here with us. She is a nonprofit fundraising expert. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All righty. So really quickly tell folks who you are and what you do.
I'm Nanette Shore. I'm a nonprofit consultant. I work with organizations to help them excel in their fundraising efforts. I have a long history of nonprofit, both on the professional side as well as a volunteer and in business. I bring all this goes together to help organizations be better at serving our community.
So we've come out of the pandemic. What are some of the things that nonprofits need to do right now to be on more stable footing?
I believe the biggest thing is most of them are looking for people to help them spread their word and spread the mission, whether it's through volunteerism, through being on their board, from financial support, but truly more people within the organizations helping to send that message out to the community. Funds are always an issue, but money is the means to deliver the service. So truly getting more people under their tent.
And it always is relationship building.
Absolutely.
And you are a master at that. So Nanette Shore knows everyone who's out there. So really talk to a nonprofit about making it about the relationship. It's not so much about, hey, can you help me right now?
It's all about the relationship. Everything that's done for a nonprofit, outside the service, the direct service, everything. My goal is for every one of my clients to have that person when the next catastrophe comes, when the next pandemic, when the next issue comes, they have someone that they've built a relationship with that they can call and say, I need 10,000, I need 100,000, I need whatever to solve this problem. That it's not an ask when they call them, that they have worked to build that relationship. Because when they get to that point, they're asking a friend for help and the friend wants to help. And so I really drive them to build relationships every day. And that's how you lead with mission and the funds will come.
One of the things you always talk about is when you're working with the person to ask, it's one thing asking a friend. Here the relationship is people find money to help organizations that they feel comfortable with. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think if you can find the core group of people who genuinely care about the problem you're solving and want to be a part of what you're doing, then they will bring other people in and they will bring other people in and it just grows. And you create this community of people who care about what you care about. And it all comes down to relationships.
So as you say, it's always something. There's going to be another one. This last time it was a pandemic. But before, whether it's a recession or a national emergency, there will be a thing that you need help with.
That's right. And that's where you need to have that arsenal of people who really care about what you're doing.
Peter.
And who you can call on as a friend. And you meet people every day and maybe their mission isn't what your mission is, and that's okay, but finding that group of people that connect with what you're doing or that you can connect them with what's more interesting to them. But it's truly about getting that group together, creating that family that wants to help solve the problem you're solving.
Nanette Shore here with us. What's happening over at the Jewish Community Federation?
All things are good. Well, sadly, there's, the rise of anti-Semitism.
There's always a need
That's being fought, and community awareness engagement is really important. We're about to have a legislative day where we go to the local government or the state government and plead our case for things that affect the community. And life is good. We're serving people.
That's what they do. Shout out to my man Danny. Tell him I said hello.
I will.
Alrighty, on the mic, Mike Nanette Shore. How can people find Shore Fundraising?
Shore Fundraising Strategies. You can find me at nanetteshore@gmail.com, NANETTESHOR@gmail, or 804-640-0621.
All right, Nanette Shore here with us. It's always good when the family comes back. On the mic, Mike. We'll talk to you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike, the premier business radio program on the ESPN Richmond Network. It's ESPN Richmond 106.1, the Choice 105.3, as well as International Business Talk Radio. We're here at the Women in Charge event with the Better Business Bureau. All righty, ma'am, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Ashley Applinow. I am a financial coach. My business is called Money Momentum, and what I do is I work with families and business owners to help them prepare their money for a legacy.
For a legacy journey, because it's not just when you're there, it's for your family once you're gone. What are some of what mistakes okay, so let's go back. When you coming out of COVID, what did we learn from a money standpoint then that we know now that we should have learned as we came through? Is it having a nest egg?
It has nothing to do with COVID. It has everything to do with people have not learned the fundamentals of, you know, give, save, spend. kind of
No.
stuff. They have not.
No. COVID didn't even help?
No,
No.
COVID.
No, they
It
didn't help.
went in a spiral. It went so fast. I had so many calls, people asking me, you know, transitioning, they were getting laid off in the hospitality industry, people in real estate. So as a real estate agent, I did work with a lot of, you know, real estate agents to help them grow their business and organize their financials. I lost all of them, and they were really all just messed up. Everybody, unless you were prepared going into just general life. It didn't matter if COVID had happened or not.
It's gonna be something.
It's going to be something.
Alrighty, so, ma'am, give 3 things that a family should do right now that they should do for sure to be financially secure.
I won't give 3 because the number 1
It's 111.
is 111.
Okay.
You better get on a working budget.
Like,
Zero-based cash flow budget, because I'll tell you, I've been doing mine for 10 years. I still use a spreadsheet. And that is the reason, that little decision to commit and be just disciplined in that practice is how we have grown our wealth past when we were in financial trouble. It was just one decision at a time. It's the guardrail that when you're at a point of decision, Costco, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't know I needed another candle."
You
No,
don't need another thing.
you don't need another candle, but if you wanted to buy it, do you know what's in your house purchasing line item?
No, ma'am, I do
No,
not know.
No. So it's about training yourself at point of decision. What are your values? Because if your values are clear, the answer is,
No, a resounding, you don't need to, unless you need to, and you've accounted for it.
if you know your values, your decisions are clear. Like you don't have to wonder. Because, hey, that by going over that house purchase budget, am I taken away from the vacation that I promised my family?
Okay, one of Mike King is here. Ashley is with us. One of the great parts about having your own radio show is you can ask the experts. Is it harder or easier to buy something when you have cash in your pocket as opposed to a card? It seems harder with me with cash.
It is.
And it is because, you know, if it's 100, all I gotta do is one thing. Zoop, and it's gone. When I gotta do, it feels a little bit different.
When you set the boundary, and there's actually pain.
There is pain.
There
You
is pain.
realize.
Yeah, there is. And when you recognize, oh gosh, I'm only going to have $10 left if I buy that, is it really worth me only having $10? Because I wanted to go to the movies with Johnny, and gosh, that's going to be another loan. So no, it's not, you know, that's the kind of
Decision making.
and it's, if my clients are having an issue, I put them on the cash system. If they're having a true, I can't control the swiping, I'm like, all right.
Start with
You
this.
don't get to swipe on these categories: groceries, entertainment, and eating out.
So because it's me and my wife, you know, the kids are gone. There are times I would go in the store and I would buy foolishness, stuff I really don't need, and it costs $40. Now with the cost of everything going up, now it's 80. I can just think of families, what the cost is for them. And like I said, a lot of that time I did swipe. But man, I felt the difference when I'm like, okay, here's the 40.
Yeah.
And it feels different. Really quickly, so Ashley is here. How can people find you out there?
If you're interested in a complimentary, no pressure conversation, give me a holler. You can find me at positivemoneymomentum.com. You can also give me a call on my cell phone, 804-814-4716.
Really, I'm gonna give a shout out to good friend Dr. Heather. Dr. Heather Williamson, the leadership doc. If you need coaching and you need to work on your skills, shout out to Dr. Heather. She is leadership doc. Really quickly, what advice would you give a person in their 20s?
In their 20s. I want the two pieces of advice that I give people starting out. Maintain your 401k savings or IRA. Start investing for retirement today.
It will come.
It-
If you're lucky, it will come.
Yeah. God
You will,
willing,
you will turn out to be, I'm 63 yet. I never thought that I would be 63.
right,
And here I am.
right? So
I made some choices I thought I should have made earlier, yes.
So that's number one. Number two is purchase a piece of real estate as soon as you can. And within sequence, like if you're drowning in debt or you got hundreds of thousands of dollars in your student loan, you might want to talk to me first. It's not no forever, it's just, let's see, there are orders to things, and if you're out of sequence, you will make your life hard. You just will. I've gone through it. So, and then by doing that, you allow for compound interest to accrue, and that's the eighth wonder of the world.
People don't understand that about how great compound interest is.
I wish I could explain it to you, but my father, if you don't know it, go look it up because somebody else can tell you better than I can. Essentially, it's the eighth wonder of the world, and it means that the interest on the principal, on the dollar amount, like $10, you get 10% interest, let's just say, and maybe that's $1.10. And then the next time you're not working with just $1.10 or a dollar, you're working $1.10, and then the interest again on 10% is now on 110 and not on the dollar. So, you know, it's just 10 cents, but
It grows over time.
magnify that over, you know, dollars, and it grows exponentially.
There you go. We'd like to thank you for coming on the program one last time. How can people find you out there?
Visit my website, Ashley, I'm Ashley Ackland, again, positivemoneymomentum.com.
There you go. We'd like to thank you for coming on the mic with Mike, the best business radio. We're the only daily business radio program in the area. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. As I always say, please make sure you, take care of our sponsors and advertisers, which Dr. Heather Williamson, the leadership doc, is one of them. As I always say, the microphone ain't free. Plus, my grandkids need stuff. So, but they should be they're saving too, but.
It's okay, that's a whole nother discussion.
That is another discussion. On the mic with Mike, we'll talk to you soon.